We live in an age where those in power are openly using every weapon at their disposal to impose their will upon the future. Where the principles of authoritarianism and individualism stand in open conflict in the streets, in the courts, in the news, in everyday life. Where the choices we make and the choices that are made for us have consequences no one can foresee. You do not stand alone. You do not fight alone. You do not suffer alone. We are united. We resist. We are here with you. As long as there is a truth that remains hidden, as long as lies are spread openly, we will continue to speak out. We will continue to question. We will continue to be the united resistance.
Man, I have been absolutely just going out of my tree today. Like, I've been chomping at the bit for this show because, oh God, do I have shit to talk about with you folks tonight. Oh my God. So I'll get into the main show topic because, we're going to talk about fraud, but it's not well, it is what you think, but at the same time, it's a little more personal, and I'll get to that. But first off, I'm going to introduce the guys on the panel. Of course, we got Etep Lakuyan, Place to Be Reviews. We've got, as always, my co-pilot, Mr. Steven, Free Speech Gaming, and we got my boy Will from down there in the gangsta city of Hudson, which I laugh because it's so not gangsta. Let's say what's up.
Almost, it's just a little more non-gangster than me.
Let's say what's up to the chat real quick. But No Shades Helicopter Tours, what's up, Tony? Great to see you. Brightest Day, what's going on? Keely Chow, what's going on? My Asian brother from another mother. We got Etep in the chat, of course, but he's on the panel. We got Trina, the queen mod of all mods. Love Trina. She's kicking ass today. She's been fired up today too, matter of fact, but for different reasons. But she's been fired up today too. Gap, formerly Gap Stargate, Gap After Dark is here. Godzillionaire, who I just added to the Wrench Club. What up, Godzillionaire? And congrats, sir. I couldn't think of a better guy to add to the Wrench Club on the channel just because, you're always supportive. You're always here, and you're one of my dudes, man. So I figured do you a solid. John DeVelvis, what's up, John? Great to see you, my friend. John is a faithful viewer, always up on what's going on, doesn't miss a show. And I love John. He's been here since we had Allura Jensen on, and he's stuck around. So, thank you to John, big time. Troy Pacelli's in the house. Darius Munchausen's in the house. Troy, it's great to see you, buddy. Man, I hope things are going good. Darius, thanks for sharing out all my tweets and everything else. Brightest Day, man. Thanks, brother. Every time I play that intro, dude. I'm so proud of that. God, you did such a good job on this. Everything that you've done for this channel, BD. I mean, God, you deserve so much credit.
Dude, that reminds me real quick of every time I'm watching like an FNT and I'm waiting for it to come on and I see Waiting for Nerdrotic on there, I immediately think of the song that Brightest Day did that he posted up on YouTube and stuff, the Waiting for Nerdrotic song. So every time that happens, once a week, I get that song in my head. So you should know, Zach.
Hey, we got the other half of the Pacelli clan in the house. What's up, Nutters Network? What's going on? And of course, our dude Wook Papa Cotton's in the house. And guys, trust me, we're gonna get into kind of the news of the day first because there's a lot of shit that happened today. So I want to kind of go through that, and then we're going to get to the main topic as we always do. But news of the day stuff. I mean, there's just a lot of shit that's happening. And first and foremost, we got to get into the absolutely retarded, just absolutely retarded attempt by AOC and Ilhan Omar to make themselves look oppressed by the police, like they were handcuffed while they were at a pro-abortion rally. Which I just, dude, the squad, they never miss an opportunity for these stupid ass antics, man. And what were they hoping? What were they hoping to prove? Because it was clear, you could see in the pictures and in everything else, Ilhan Omar was not handcuffed. AOC was not handcuffed, yet they were holding their hands behind their back to make it look like they were, to garner sympathy. I mean, what?
Well, their souls were handcuffed.
That's the years and years of white patriarchal cis heteronormative dominance trickling down and just kill. Yeah, one single tear from the Italian guy playing an Indian on the commercial, right? Isn't that how it went? That old
Oh
Indian commercial, that guy was Italian. He wasn't even Indian. It's like they couldn't even spread. I'm sorry, Native American.
For 1970, the makeup could have been a lot worse. But let's move on.
Right.
Well, I gotta say that last time that Ilhan Omar was handcuffed was probably when her cousin came in town to visit.
It was her brother. It was their wedding. It was her brother on their wedding night, allegedly in Minecraft. Mama Susan. But yeah, these two they're opportunists. I would say snake oil salesmen, but I don't know what pronouns they're using today, nor do I care. Ilhan Omar looks like Princess Toadstool. Never mind. I was gonna go really bad with that one, but I'll save that one for off air. But no,
Yeah. I don't know about the panel, but I think everybody. Or I'm sorry, I don't know about the chat, but I think everybody on the panel knows where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Mr. Grant Gregory's in the house. What up, Grant?
This is a Chad panel, Mr. Grant Greg. You're absolutely right.
No,
you're absolutely right. Get Chad, motherfuckers. I mean,
Happy to be wrong.
And here's an article I found real quick for reference. I'll just go ahead and share it. So yeah, AOC fakes being handcuffed after arrest at abortion rights protest, which is hilarious.
Oh, for a second, I thought that was her. Wow.
No,
I know. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, no, she don't look that good.
Is she up for re-election? No.
Can we objectify her for a minute?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, she has a big booty.
Well, not that she's not already doing that herself, but
that was former Baywatch star Donna D'Errico, which she still.
I'm fine with that.
she's running. Is she running for AOC seat? No.
I wish. No, the funny thing is though, it says far left rep Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was roundly mocked on social media Tuesday after she put her arms behind her back to imitate being handcuffed following her arrest at a pro-abortion demonstration outside the Supreme Court. So they're again, these broads are standing out there causing trouble at the Supreme Court. And again, they if it if this was a shoe on the other foot, quote, right-wing protesters protesting the Supreme Court, these broads would be like, throw everyone in jail. But yet they're gonna
put real handcuffs on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the whole and all of them were there. Talib, Ocasio-Cortez, and Presley, Cori Bush. Oh my God, you name it, they were all there. There's our favorite terrorist, our favorite advocate of Islam, Ilhan Omar, which is, she should be, as Papa Cotton said, swinging from a tree somewhere, because she's absolutely 100% a traitor.
Yeah. Fuck yes. Yeah.
And I still don't know how you basically elected a terrorist to the fucking government.
Because inclusivity and diversity, and we gotta have the Muslim Princess Toadstool in there that fucks her brother, or else allegedly in Minecraft, or else we're a bunch of racist, bigot, incel, neckbeard, homophobe, transphobe, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. These are two unqualified idiots who basically have failed upwards their entire life. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, probably because before her horse teeth fully formed, she could actually play Corinne Steffens and go Superhead when she was bartending. But literally, they're horrible people. Yes, Papa Cotton is absolutely right. There's only one place for people like this who are traitors to their country, and that is the fucking gallows. It is. That's where they belong. They want to talk about insurrection. Well, allegedly stealing an election in Minecraft is the ultimate in that. So please, if you live in that glass house, don't throw fucking stones, you ignorant bitches. Don't throw stones, because that's exactly what they're doing. And faking an arrest. I mean, how many people would fall for this? Oh, wait, stupid leftist cult members are going to say, look, they arrested her. She's an innocent woman. No, her hands were clearly not handcuffed. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh man,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Hail to our boy Sci-Fi Nation. What's up, Jay? And Chris Fisk says AOC equals kielbasa queen.
Man, I bet she could hide 2 packs of kielbasa up her skirt.
John DeVille was saying AOC.
That sounded delicious until you said that.
Right?
Islamists do not throw stones, though. It is second nature.
And this is why hasn't Ilhan Omar's brother stoned AOC yet? I mean, she's not she's kind of a she's what would they call a what are the fucking
Butterface?
No. What are they? She's an infidel. She's a fucking infidel.
Darius says AOC wants Alex Stein to handcuff her knife.
That would be a pay-per-view worth watching right there.
Yes, it would.
We don't have the kind of money to sanction that.
Tony said here in Boston, the media is saying they were arrested. From what I've heard,
don't even get me started on those friggin' people.
What I've heard, Tony, is they were detained, but that is a broad word, because that doesn't mean they were arrested. They could be detained and just held up for a little while. Doesn't mean they were arrested.
You can also be arrested without being formally charged, as in they're saying you are breaking the law. Like, for instance, if they're trespassing, which is probably what happened, they can still remove them from the property physically and what is called trespassing them from the property, and then not formally charge him and tell him, hey, you do this again, we're going to be going downtown, you're going to get hit with charges.
There's numerous levels of that. They have different ways of saying it. Like you can either be detained, you can be wanted for questioning. Again, you said arrested but not formally charged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not all the same thing.
Yeah, and again, they turn this, and this is the disingenuous thing, especially about these four broads. They will turn anything into a publicity stunt to try to, raise their cachet, to try to make themselves look like, the center of attention. And I swear, these chicks are textbook narcissists, man.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
really are.
Absolutely.
Because they constantly want to be the center of attention. And it's just it's fucking hilarious because they you don't even have to throw them under the bus. They throw themselves under the bus with their.
But at the same time, though, it's not like they're doing this dog and pony show to appeal to their own base. They could stick a suction cup to their forehead, and that it would have the same effect. I think.
Oh man, yeah,
because the people that vote for them are brain dead anyway.
Well, and when you're brain dead, that means you're not. I mean, you don't have enough of a brainstem to have an opinion, let alone change it.
Yep. And there's the Democrat Party summed up perfectly.
I mean, almost politics in general. I mean, what you were describing earlier.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the whole thing. I don't believe. Like, there was actually someone that said, I forget what it was. My father had Fox News on because he's 65, and he was watching something, and there was a pundit on there saying that we have to destroy the Democratic Party for the future of the Republican Party. And I'm thinking, like, you idiot, you can't have a two-party system if one of those parties doesn't exist. I believe they call that something else.
Yeah. The Republicans, make no mistake, they ain't no fucking better. All they are is controlled opposition. They roll over on their and show their bellies anytime the Democrats push back on anything. And then they say, oh, well, this is because the Republicans will try to play by the rules that the Democrats set. The Democrats follow no rules. And then the Republicans are just bitch made half the time.
But at the same time, the big reason for that is because we're supposedly all living under the same set of rules. The government has its own set of rules. They share those rules.
Yeah.
At least that's the guys we're under.
And
that's exactly the guys we're under. That is exactly right.
You like it, don't steal it.
Which is more stupid, the fake border or the fake arrest?
I'm surprised that when AOC was at that chain link fence, someone didn't try to feed her an apple.
Right?
It's probably the same effect if you shove your hand down the front of her pants. It'd be like a horse's mouth gobbling up a fucking apple.
I'm going to take your word for it on that one.
Yeah,
I've been to the zoo a time or two.
Sting is on fire, man.
And I'm not going to go there.
The problem with them throwing themselves under the bus is that they do it in front of the short bus. Doesn't hurt as much.
No, we need the extended one to go over them a couple times.
Both parties are owned by the same corpse and donors. It's an oligarchy. Yes, indeed, Jay.
Yeah.
Yes,
and if you want a perfect example of that, look at Dan Crenshaw. You remember 5-6 years ago when he was first coming into politics? He was the new face of the Republican Party, and everyone loved him, and he was doing all these commercials, and he had YouTubers doing stuff with him, like Donut Operator, and other people were doing commercials and shit with him. And then here we come to find out, and I think this just came out like a week or two ago, that he had to disclose his his stocks portfolio, and he's buying the same stocks as Nancy Pelosi's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's already a millionaire. He's been in politics for 4 years. He's already made millions of dollars.
Get this. Crenshaw right now has $100 million in his personal war chest.
Mm-hmm.
Really does.
What did somebody call him?
Don't they just call it? What did they call that? Oh yeah, elected official reserve. Forgot about that.
Yeah. Eye Patch McCain.
Eye Patch McCain.
Trina makes a great point. Republicans in D.C. have done more to hurt gun rights than Democrats. Yes, they have. Stieg again.
it just
my
makes you
God.
think, why didn't Elon Omar move to like Alabama where everything she's doing is perfectly fine?
Right?
Well, at least
Yeah.
it's not
I know why.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know, hey, how do I get to town? Back the way you came.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Crenshaw was fine until his WEF exposure happened. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of a nice little fact to leave out, and then people found out, and they were like, "Hey, wait a second," you know. So, oh God, man, you know, in a brightest day, I think you said that you sent a little bit. So, thank you, Zach. I appreciate it, brother. Uh, dude, I appreciate it more than you know, because as I said before, they're hurting right now. If anybody wants to help out, you can use the exclamation point tip command. My direct PayPal is pinned, or you could share or throw something at Mom's Memorial Fund. So there's 3 ways to help the channel because I'm currently not monetized. I should hopefully be remonetized at some point here soon, but YouTube was giving me a definitely a hard time because out of the blue they're like, "Oh, we're pulling your monetization. You have to re-verify." So
When did they do all that? Was it during the time I was gone?
it was about a week and a half ago. They
Okay.
pulled my monetization away.
You know, and that's the thing is like I'm kind of shocked. I shouldn't even say it, but dude, the way we follow the mantra on Monday nights. It's we're gonna do comedy the way comedy was intended to be done, and that's hey, let's walk that line of almost being Don Rickles and without stepping over it, and we've been tight roping it, and I've been getting hit with stupid. Like I got hit with a copyright claim for something that I know is not, and I'm not just asking for a review. I'm fucking flat out like disputing it now because I'm like they haven't demonetized anything, but they've age restricted a few streams and all this other bullshit. And I'm like, they hit limited ad suitability on my members stream today, which was funny because my son and I did an unboxing of 2 Masters of the Universe figures we bought. So I'm like, yeah, how is that offensive? I mean, really? Like, I'm not. I think I might have slipped into shit once, and he even looked at me like, I'm like, you hear me say worse than that on a daily basis. But no, I'm like. So yeah, YouTube is being ridiculous. What did they give you for the opportunity to appeal the decision? What did they?
I just have to go through the verification process all over again.
That's so like what a giant time fucking waste, Mama Susan. You
I know.
I'm gonna bite my tongue because that heifer is ridiculous.
Somebody hit the dump button on EDHEP, please.
Yeah. I love Steve's comment. That's great. The thing though, the next thing I want to share, by the way, this is somebody shared this in the United Resistance group earlier today. I believe Janet shared this, and our buddy George Soros, he kind of admitted that,
How is he still alive?
Yeah.
Blood of the innocent.
How?
We have a fund in Ukraine. It turned out to be one of the best. Also want to mention there is one person who has been very deeply involved in Ukraine, and that's Biden. Here, he's telling you himself. Let's go to the tape.
Foundations. They refuse to leave, and they are leading civil society. I also want to mention that there is one person who was very deeply involved in Ukraine, and that's Biden. In fact, I got to know him with regard to Ukraine. He had a lot more patience than I had in trying to convert Poroshenko into a democratic leader.
Convert?
Are we out of time yet? No.
Convert? I mean, the guys
Oh my
they're
God.
they're admitting that hello, we're sitting around playing games in Ukraine. It's dirty as can be, and oh my God, dude, they just threw it right out on the table. And there's still people that deny this is happening. They're like, oh, it's such a just cause, blah, but that's not a just cause about it. What it is a whole, like, again, we talk about dog and pony shows. It's another dog and pony show where, guess what? Your money is over there. Your money is over there. They are using it as literally as a money sink. So they're pulling money out of the economy here, sinking it there.
Money
Yeah,
toilet.
I mean, we could have paid for the wall twice with what we sent over there.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is great. This is on my timeline. This is from another guy I follow, Benny Johnson. He's pretty hilarious. This is a great AOC meme. I gotta share this real quick because this is just fucking funny. Oh God.
That will haunt my dreams forever.
God, right?
Yep.
Next time you open up a Pornhub, think about that.
Oh my God, I saw it.
Why?
I saw this, so everybody else has to see it. Oh, this is great. God, where's the Legion of Memers when you need them? Oh my God, they could even make this meme better.
They was on fire last night during my damn show. Freaking horny Alf is he's a meme lord. Yeah. Shout out to the Legion of Memers, man.
Yeah. Will, your hat is crooked.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, wait, let me fix it. How's it now? Good?
Yeah, the John DeBelba says WHO is now warning about the Marburg virus.
There,
Boston is
No.
Yeah.
I got to be original. I can't have that.
Here,
Boston is
I'll go this way.
mandating mask again. Oh, let's see.
LA
Very
County's
gangster.
going to be doing it too.
I
indoor.
heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chaos God Luzbel, Lord of the Chaos Coast. I know who that is. Sorry if I believe everyone had to go under. Yes. What a AKA Lopter the Demon King. Andy Masterson. He knows what the show topic is. I talked to Andy this morning. A super talented guy, by the way. One is up, Andy. It's great to see you here. Steve Kenobi says they need to do plastic masks next time. That seals properly.
Let them use plastic bags, just Ziploc bags.
Right.
Just put that right over your mouth and duct tape it over your ears, and they'll be fine.
That's
Yeah.
really
Be
making a
fine.
sacrifice for the betterment of society.
Yeah,
Yep,
I would actually check on that, Zach, and find out if they're going to have a requirement there, because that's going to be ridiculous if they do.
Probably.
Oh man,
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch them try and police it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember these conventions are, are pretty crazy. Sometimes they get stupid with requirements and stuff, and sometimes they're hands off. It all depends. It all depends on the convention organizers and how they're acting.
When it comes to organizers of anything, whether it be the people organizing this convention or the commissioner of a professional sports league, some people just have that thing going on in their brain constantly that they always have to have their hand in the cookie jar, and there's got to be change for the sake of change and nothing else.
I want to ask you guys what exactly that you make of this, because this was another thing that happened today. So apparently there was an explosion at Hoover Dam.
I heard about this.
You
My
know,
grandfather helped build that.
My goodness.
Wow.
Holy shit.
No pun intended.
And I'm just hearing about this now?
Something has just blown up.
yep. So
Forgive me for going to my phone on this.
So apparently, you know, in the ensuing hours since then, because that was 5 hours ago, the fire has been extinguished and everything, and I'm not sure exactly what it was that the cause was of this. But you know what's funny, and I hate to say it because I know it was serious. All right, but the first fucking thing I thought of was Decepticons.
I think Stig got it again, though. I think someone was just trying to role play their Fallout New Vegas experience.
Hey, that's how you know real gamers right there. I did that Hoover Dam thing.
United Resistance, the place for news.
Yeah, but you know, but it's funny because of the, you know, Transformers meme and the gaming connection. But what's not funny about that is, you know, and I want to bring up this point real quick, is this kind of you know, because is this an attack on the grid? Because we know what Hoover Dam does. It provides energy for a significant amount of that area in a significant region of the United States.
It's a perfect place to if it was, that would be the perfect place to execute it.
Yep.
Can't think of a better one.
So, you know,
Especially because of what the Hoover Dam represents, just not even just as much as what it actually does. I mean,
I'm throwing the question out there to both the panel and the audience. Do you folks think this is an attack on the grid? Is this a strike on the grid?
So I don't want to like give anybody any ideas that might be listening out there, but just my 2 cents on the situation is, if hypothetically in Minecraft, if I were to try and orchestrate something like that, I wouldn't go after the dam itself. I would go after much easier targets to take out, like the connection stations, where it actually splits from one spot to another. They're less guarded. It's much easier to send a handful of small teams out there to do something about it. So if I had to guess, it could have been, it's probably an eco-terrorist doing something fucking stupid because they don't understand how dams generate power. It could be just someone being fucking stupid. I feel like
you say that though. You say like you would go after something, and you make a very good point. I mean, yeah, it's probably a good idea to go after something that's, you know, less guarded, easier to infiltrate. But if this indeed, like you're asking, Drew, was an act of bioterrorism, if it was, they pulled it off. I mean, they pulled it off on the actual Hoover Dam.
Soul Assassin says, been having rolling blackouts the last couple of days in my area. Ruben, Christopher Haynes, hail to you, Ruben. Great to see you. Ruben says, of course it is an attack on the grid. John DeBelbis said, I think it's a little suspicious. Indeed, I do as well.
That's my first response. I'll go with a little suspicious.
I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious.
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Tony, a.k.a. Pinochet's helicopter tourist, says, Drew, look into federal regulations for power companies. For the last 10 years, transformers have been hard to come by, but here in Massachusetts, power companies must have spares for transformers on site. Yeah, that's why the Decepticons were there. I'm just
I'll beat, you know, I'm gonna beat the chat to the punch on this one. When Beavis and Butthead were able to do it.
Yeah,
damn it, I was thinking that.
Oh,
damn it, I was thinking that.
Sorry.
I love it.
Joe's atmosphere. Joe's atmosphere. Hail to Joe's atmosphere. What's up, buddy?
This show sucks.
Not enough info to determine yet. The other. Oh God, I just saw another great comment here. Steve said a very hot summer predicted. Hoover Dam gets wrecked. Can blame a lot on climate change in the aftermath. Yeah, that's a great point, Steve. You can bet they are going to try to use that. Papa Cotton is just kind of the sort of just
Laying low.
yeah, laying low emoji.
That's
Uh,
fine.
Oh yeah, yeah, this Joe's atmosphere right here. This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Honestly, why not? I mean, they were allegedly willing to attack. Never mind those. Yeah, never mind. Back, 21 years ago. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying. Jet fuel don't melt steel beams even in Minecraft.
Godzilla-
I'm just
My
Godzilla-
saying.
sister, my wife, my sister, my wife, my cousin, my yeah.
Oh man.
my sister, my wife.
Yeah.
my si-
TZ Burton says, "How about dropping WEF members down the Hoover Dam spillway for fun?" That would be
In
wonderful.
Minecraft.
Let's
Sounds fun.
let's put George Soros on a sled and take him sledding.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nah, I'll probably
Or-
pass out halfway down.
Parrothead says Egypt sneezed and knocked a lantern into a pile of Castle tracks.
Oh yeah, here with the nose jokes again. All right, let's get it all out. Me versus Godzilla, his atomic blast versus my fucking sneeze. Yeah, he's done. He's done for. He's done for. With this fucking schnoz, I'm a Polak and a Jew. Right? I mean, look at that fucking thing. Are you kidding me?
Look, I'm just the Polak. I ain't got it that bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude, yeah. It's
Papa
Yeah, I
Cotton,
can't smoke a
AKA
cigarette in the rain.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I can't.
What good are you?
Papa,
You know all about the Polish. Can't make
Oh,
ice cubes
man.
because the lady with the recipe died.
yeah.
Dude, my trust me, my mom is fucking half Polish. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, the Polacks can do two things, right? Pierogies and porn.
I was gonna say, dude, there's one thing my mom does as well. It make pierogies. Is the other stuff I don't know. Maybe when she was young and needed the money, but she can make pierogies and golumkis like no other. So yeah, I know how to make the pierogies from scratch, like roll the dough out by hand and all that. Now, yeah, I did learn that skill. I'm like, Mom, before you die, you gotta teach me how to make pierogies. And she's like, okay, I can do that. So it takes a long fucking time, but it is worth it because they're delicious.
Papa
say
Cotton
we're-
says, I live in one of the hottest places on the planet. It's hot as fuck here, just like every summer. Climate emergency is horseshit. I agree with you, dude, because again, in here is the logic. All right, most of you guys, and most of our audience is in that range of roughly, late 20s up to possibly mid 40s. So you guys probably caught enough when they taught actual science that, hey, listen, the earth works in natural fucking cycles. That's one of the first things you learn in basic science class. All right? So that tells you right there that it's a load of horse shit. The stuff that they've been trying to push, all of this has been horse shit. It has been an entirely big time money grift, man, and that's what the entire thing has always been. It was to just funnel money to a shit endeavor that was never going to go anywhere. It's never intended to go anywhere. It was just to enrich people. All it was.
I will say, like, as far as like grid complications go from emerging weather, I think a lot of that really comes down to just government inefficiency. They set things up, they're pushing all of this green energy bullshit, so then when a weather pattern hits that's uncommon to an area, their shit's just not able to handle it. Like what happened in Texas, they've changed like 20% of their grid over to wind power, and as soon as they got a bit of ice, which happens about once every 10 years, they get a bad ice
Oh,
storm.
it wiped that shit out, dude.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wiped them fucking stupid ass windmills out. I was like, wow. Terminus says, so Egypt is saying it's fine.
Kind of takes away the term self-sustaining.
She's like half Polish, half gypsy because he's Hungarian, and the fucking hunkies, they're a bunch of gypsies. So yeah.
TZ Burton says, I'm fucking old but ready to rock. Soul Assassin said, climate change is bullshit. Here in Texas, we live between 90s and 100s. Try going a summer without an AC and we'll talk.
I haven't been to
Right.
my grandfather's house lately, but
Godzillionaire, Godzillionaire. I see a lot of comments, by the way, saying "Hail pierogies." Yes, indeed. Pierogies are the
Yes.
shit, man.
pierogies and porn, man.
No lies.
That's a good combination right there. You can eat your pierogies, watch your porn. It's a good night. It's a good night.
That's
And,
like
and kebab
I
removal.
just know it's fun to say. I haven't really experienced it.
that's
No,
like
I mean,
all
It flows
this.
off the tongue, you know.
It does.
Yeah.
Alliteration could be your friend.
Godzillionaire says that's like all this net zero BS. These idiots don't know what entropy is and how ever reaction generates waste heat. Yeah, absolutely. Soul Assassin said the Texas blast was because ERCOT didn't want to do maintenance because of the coup. That's why the power failed.
I can believe that too.
Yeah,
Inefficiency,
I
definitely.
believe
Plausible.
that. Yeah. And Pinocchio's helicopter tours, Tony says, he said oil came from dinosaurs until science found oil is abiotic. Once science proved oil won't run out, they switched to climate change. Yeah, absolutely. And that's again, the big time bullshit. It's a great deception. Joe's atmosphere is right. I was up early morning. ABC News was all global warming propaganda, and it is. You're gonna get that from the mainstream. That's all that they'll ever preach to you is that garbage propaganda. The sky is falling. Climate change, everything else.
Sorry.
Climate change is being pushed because that is the main vehicle, folks, of UN Agenda 2030. That is the main driving force behind the globalist platform. That's why it is also largely pushed here. If you notice, it's pushed mainly in the Western countries because they're trying to globalize those. That's ridiculous. But but listen, we've got 7:35 now. I do want to get to this. We've got about 30 minutes, 35 minutes left in the show, and I want to dedicate it to the main topic. All right, so if you
AOC's OnlyFans.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
so
Let's see it. Let's see them feet pics, girl.
So I want you folks. We're going to talk about fraud, and those of you that follow me on Twitter, you probably saw this this morning because Terminus says, we need you in Texas to black out the sun with the tip of your dog.
Oh, no, let's not perpetuate that meme again.
Drew's dong in demand.
But the thing I want to show you folks that's important is that this morning I shared this out on Twitter. Now, those of you that know me personally, that have been following the channel for a long time, that remember Mama Heretic, you guys know she's been gone now roughly over 90 days. All right, so she's been deceased for over about 3 months period. Well, I get this interesting letter addressed to her today from if you see here, the Center for Voter Information, and this is based out of Columbus, but this is a national organization. Now, the way that this looks when you see this envelope and everything, it looks very official. It's made to look like it comes from a government organization of some sort. Well, let's open this. Now let's talk about the letter that's inside. And before we get to the letter, I do want to say I did some digging on the Center for Voter Information. And the interesting facts that I found, folks, that I want to share with you is back in 2020, this Center for Voter Information, and this is nationwide because they have an office in nearly every major state and city. They sent out hundreds of thousands of these types of mailers back in 2020. And they had 87 grand almost in donations to different Democrat election bids, including Biden. Just to give you guys context, that is facts. Because I went and dug into this organization. Then, on the tweet that I put out about this, there was a board of elections from further west of me, near Toledo. But the Lucas County Board of Elections, God bless them. Shout out to Lucas County. I'm in Lorain County, but this was Lucas County that reached out to me. And they confirmed that this organization is not affiliated with any Ohio governmental organizations. So this is an entity that is pulling bullshit. And what the Lucas County people told me is they have been caught before using, quote, deceptive practices. So, all right, let's get into this letter. July 13th, 2022 is when this is apparently was generated. Dear Andrea, Ohio offers convenient ways to vote in 2022. I have enclosed an absentee ballot application already filled out, so nice of them, with your name and address. In bold right here, they say voting by mail is easy. Just sign, date, and complete the application. Drop it in the mail.
4.8 million people can't be wrong, Drew.
Yeah, drop it in the mail, and you will receive a ballot from your county board of elections, which you can complete and return without ever leaving your home. No waiting in line. 69% of voters nationwide cast their ballots before Election Day in 2020. Join them in 2022 by returning this application to vote by mail. In 2020, record numbers of Americans voted by mail because mail ballots are easy, convenient, and secure. In fact, the 2020 election was the most secure election in American history.
Wait, it actually says that?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Says it on the website, too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they just fortified it. That's all.
In
Got it right here.
The 2020 election was the most secure election in American history. Elections in Lorain are run by your neighbors. That means the people who receive and count the ballots are members of your community who care about democracy, there's that word, and fairness, just like you.
We're not a democracy.
Exactly. You can check your ballot status, and then they give you a link to, supposedly to check your ballot status. This is important because your vote matters. A small number of votes made a difference in 2020. Even in a year of record turnout, a small number of votes in a few key states decided who became president. Your privacy.
Wait! I think I just heard them confess.
Are they saying the quiet? They're saying the quiet part out loud again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your privacy is protected. If you use the enclosed envelope with prepaid postage, your application will be delivered directly to your county board of elections. So, it's funny because this stuff is all confusing. You can track your request to ballot online at voteohio.gov/track. Now, the thing about this is this letter and everything else is very confusing because what this is, it looks very official. And you're talking about an organization, they're sending these out to what? Primarily the senior crowd. They are working on impressionable senior citizens and people that don't know the process. And that is who they are targeting to essentially create useful idiots or people that just don't know. And that's ridiculous. And I am really pissed off that they would target my mother like that. But it just shows the lengths that they are willing to go to. And this organization, as I said, folks, the Lucas County Board of Elections reached out to me. They outed these people and said, this organization, the Center for Voter Information, CVI, and then they have a sister organization that does the same thing. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if we were to dig into the funding for these people, I bet you somewhere along the line you will find some billionaire that donates to all Democratic charities, aka Soros or someone else. You would absolutely
nonpartisan partner to vote. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I think this also kind of touches on what I always thought was one of the more insidious parts that people didn't really talk about. What happened with the safest and most secure election of all time, and that's if you look at the rates of mail-in votes that were turned down in previous elections. It's usually somewhere between like 25 and 30% that get taken out for having improper signatures or potential. Safe fortification, to use the safe word, but there's usually 25 to 30% of votes that get removed. And this
my turn to hold my tongue now.
Yeah, it was like 3%. Like, how do you go from? Do people just get better at filling out forms in 1 year? Like, I don't see how that happens, and especially when you have a larger amount of them with a lot of people who haven't been doing this, you would think there would be a higher number of people having their votes rejected because they filled out the forms improperly.
Yeah, hail to T.Z. Burton, man. Lucas County has been occupied for decades. Let's hope J.R. Majeski beats the old bag. Yeah, I hope he beats Marcy Captor, T.Z. Burton, absolutely. But the thing is I'm surprised
that would end an impressive streak.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that. Lucas County actually outed that, so props to them for at least having a board of elections with integrity. I know ETEP has to bounce, and Janet has made her way in to class up the joint, so it's great timing. So we're trading ETEP for
we're diversifying.
For a hot
you are diversifying. Wow. Okay. That's you're upgrading right now. Let's be honest.
Trading up.
I would say that.
I did. It's fine. I know. Okay. I know my worth.
All right. Tell them where they can find you, buddy.
All right. You can find me at eTemple Queens, the place to be reviews. Every Monday night, 8:35, going in Raw. Wednesday, 9:05, going Rogue. Saturday night's main event at anywhere between 9 and 9:30, live every Saturday night, unless I say so, or differently. And we got member streams on Monday and Wednesday, 7:35 and 8:05, respectively. You can catch me here, as always, every Tuesday. I'm headed over right now to my co-host, Tony Tone Deaf, my brother's channel, The Clown World Review, to do some Monday Night War retrospective review. We are on December 16th, 1996, the prelude to Starrcade 96, WCW showcase event. So yeah, join us over there. And you can also catch me on Vinny Tartamella's Vinny Art every Sunday night at 9 and Friday at 5 p.m. And Life in a Rocket Ship, Liars, over on Tony Tonedale's channel Fridays at 8:05 Eastern. So I'm a busy guy, and I will be back to producing single release videos next week. It's been over a month and a half since I put out a video, but I've been streaming all during the move. As you can tell, the acoustics are getting a little better in the room right now. I'm working on that, getting everything finished in here, and yeah, the studio is almost put together. But thank you. This panel's wonderful, and Will has a gorgeous hat on. I don't know why I like it so much.
Yeah.
It's
Joe's atmosphere says,
but
if only I could wear it straight like ETEP.
You need a long blonde hair wig to go with the fever. That is your background.
I worked in FM for 6 years, and my inspirations in the radio business were, of course, Johnny Fever and Venus Flytrap, Alan Allman, who used to DJ on Saturday nights on WNI. He was syndicated, but and of course, Wolfman Jack, baby. And I want to say before I go, this has been absolutely What? Just absolutely. Just.
Okay. He's at a loss for words. That's how great it is.
Oh man, yeah. We need I need to I should have Bidened him. We needed to play him out with
I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
Oh man. That'll never get old. The yeah at the end. But listen, what is your guys' take on that letter that my mom got? Because to me, I'm pissed off. That's outrageous to me. You know, that they're targeting seniors like that and impressionable people. I mean, it's just the lowest of the low. And I know that it's legal, but good God, it's like a slimy way to do shit. It is slimy. It is no better than what scammers do. Hail the low spec Linux laptop at the little penguin there. And hail the small time republic. What's up, brother?
So I think, like, as far as that goes, I know a lot of those things are just like automated systems, and they don't double check their voter rolls pretty much ever. Once you're on the voter roll, they essentially wait an egregious amount of time before they'll actually go through and check it. Now I do know, and you know, it definitely happened a lot. There were a lot of reports on it in the last election that there was a lot of targeting of seniors, mostly at actual nursing homes. They would send people there, and it usually wasn't the actual Democrat Party, but it was, you know, people who are affiliated with. They would go to these nursing homes and help people fill out their forms, and then, even though they're not supposed to, they would allegedly take them to the drop-off locations for them, which is, you know, illegal on itself. And there's a whole movie that Dinesh D'Souza put out on that I mean, a bunch of people have already talked about. Yeah, it's so there definitely is a lot of targeting going on. And I mean, I don't know if she got a letter like that in the last election. I know where I live, like, I'm certainly not a senior citizen. They sent me like a buttload of. Now, it's also different where I live. They didn't do the mass mail-in voting like they do for you, but I got a buttload of, like, you know, go to this location to request to get your absentee ballot.
Well, doesn't the state of Oregon only have mail-in ballots?
Don't know.
I think it does, and I don't think that's Oregon's the only state that actually does it that way.
But so
I think there's a couple of them that do.
Honestly, I haven't seen anyone major put in jail for any of the stuff that happened before, and the movie that came out that showed all this different stuff that had happened. I haven't seen anybody prosecuted for anything. So honestly, I don't care what states pass whatever laws that they say they're fixing this and fixing that. Until somebody goes to jail for the things that happened last time, I honestly don't see anybody putting their nose to the grindstone and keeping anybody from doing it this time. I mean, what deterrent is there? There was laws last time and they still broke them. So what's going to keep them from breaking them this time?
The thing, it's funny what you were saying about the whole infiltration of nursing homes. Because I'm sure that everyone out there watching this remembers in 2020. I mean, like, let's put it this way: this day and age, you hear the term nursing home, and a lot of you, the first thing you think of is the obvious of a nursing home in 2020, the height of the pandemic. We couldn't go visit our grandparents yet, and I guess this points out a problem on a bigger scale that we couldn't go visit our grandparents yet. There's ways of infiltrating nursing homes to quote unquote get out the vote, if you will, in the most fraudulent way ever. I mean, it's and to address your point, Drew, about listen, you have every right to be pissed off. You have every right to take this personally. You are by no means even close to the only one this is happening to. And the reason that they're going after senior citizens is the same reason that senior citizens are the key demographic for certain mass media outlets.
Well, it's no different than scammers, though. Will.
It's totally it's legal scamming. It's just another way they found a loophole, or they created the loophole. For all we know, they could do that, right?
They did create it because these rules were made
it's not even a loophole.
Yeah, they weren't made within the legislature. They were made in the state Supreme Courts. They just said,
right,
oh, we've got this horrible thing. And despite the fact that the state legislature has to make election laws, that's how it's passed down throughout the Constitution, is state creates the election law for each state, and it has to be done in the legislature. The Supreme Courts went completely outside of that. They just made up their own rules. Especially, a lot of states were really bad about it. Pennsylvania, Michigan, a couple others were really bad about it. And that's how they got to be able to do this mass mail-in voting. And a lot of them have basically said, like, okay, despite the fact that what we did was unconstitutional, because we're still in a national pandemic, because we're still in these horrible times, we have to keep these rules in place.
Not to mention the fact that the lack of the ongoing and seemingly endless upward or downward trend, depending on how you think about it, of checks and balances going out the window, makes it easy for the federal government to supersede the tenets of the Constitution and make these decisions for the very states that are supposed to have the right to make them on their own. I mean,
oh yeah, they've been doing that for decades, and I think.
Well, yeah, I mean that's nothing new.
Yeah, and Roe v. Wade has been one of the worst examples, and this is like one of the few times that the Supreme Court has actually fixed one of the mistakes they made, where they legislated by the bench. And I think the best part of it is you have complete dipshits out there like AOC who are trying to put forth a bill to Congress to make a rule that the Supreme Court can't make any rulings on abortion. It's like you're asking them to do what the Supreme Court just did themselves. They removed what they had, claimed had to be law on abortion by legislating from the bench.
Small Time Republic says
Exactly.
state legislatures were derelict in duties in 2020, letting governors be dictators. Yes, indeed.
But only on their terms. On their terms, letting governors be dictators.
So
you get the message right. Yeah.
The thing is, how are you going to stop that this time? How are you going to stop anybody from going to the same polls that they went to in the states that supposedly had these weird things supposedly happen? How are we supposed to keep it from happening this time when nobody did anything last time?
Well,
people are in charge.
Let me get to this comment by Tony, and then I'll address that, Janet. There is no constitutional remedy to remove 46. Just understand the pandemic was used to get mail-in voting to remove Trump, make it easier to bring in the Great Reset. The Constitution just happens to be in the way. Yes, it does. JM, hail to JM 2022. AOC is a sick farce. Yes, she is.
Nothing wrong with reiterating that.
The Time Prophet said our Prime Minister Boris Johnson has been removed so that they can put in a WEF Prime Minister who supports the World Economic Forum. Yeah, absolutely. And look, I called that Time Prophet. As soon as Johnson was out of there, I said, people were like, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. No, slow your roll. There's going to be a WEF puppet that takes his place. So, people shouldn't get all happy about Johnson. Godzillionaire said at the Time Prophet, did Fidel Castro father any illegitimate sons in the UK like he did in Canada? Nice shot at Trudeau.
Boy, talk about spreading your seed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there is that rumor that Trudeau is a Castro.
He looks just like him.
Dude, yeah. Do a side-by-side face pick. It's the same.
He grooms himself a little better, but yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's the same with like Khloe Kardashian and OJ Simpson. Like put those two up next to each other, and you're like, man, yeah.
But the bottom line here is, okay, when you have an organization like this, and again, this is likely funded by one of the billionaires that supports the Democrats, because again, this supposed nonpartisan nonprofit, $87,000 in donations to Democrat election bids in 2020. So they're certainly not nonpartisan. And this is an organization of bad actors who are made to basically be political terrorists, essentially, is what they're doing. And it's legal. It's legal, and it drives me up a wall that it's legal and they can get away with that and target seniors and be basically legal scammers, as Will put it so eloquently. They could be legal scammers, and that is what pisses me off to the nth degree. And I hope that people wake up and not allow them to get away with this the next time. And 2,000 Mules, thank God that Dinesh D'Souza made that movie, because I'll tell you, at least if people see that movie, it will give them an idea of what the playbook was and is. So if they try to repeat this, at least people can understand and see it coming. I knew what this was when I saw it.
All you had to do is read the return address.
Well, no, it's just a return address in Columbus. That's what throws people off, because people think that it's a state government office.
Oh, it didn't actually say Centers for. Okay, got it.
It says the Center for Voter Information, but it's a Columbus, Ohio address.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the state capital where all our state governmental offices is.
A clue, Sherlock.
All the Center for Voter Information, by the way, this organization, folks, nationwide, their offices are all in the state capitals for that reason. So they can confuse people and make this look like a piece of official mail. So they get offices in all the state capitals. That's not a coincidence. And go. I gotta step away for a second, Stephen, if you want to take the helm. But go ahead, Janet, and make your point.
I was saying that they're going to get away with it again because there's nothing stopping them. There's no gates or bridges or anything in their way. I mean, it's wide open for them to just walk in, pull out ballots from under the table, and put more ballots into the machines. I mean, there's nothing. No one's there to stop them. And
when you introduce, I'm sorry, Janet.
That's what's going to happen.
When you introduce,
sorry,
I think I know it's my headphones. Something's wrong with my headphones.
Well, I will say, in certain places, you're right. Definitely, it is going to continue happening. California, New York, a lot of these, places that are basically controlled by big cities. It's just going to keep happening, and it's going to be bad. But I will say there are a lot of other places, and I want to say Razorfist put out a video recently on the Rageaholic talking about how there's plenty of states that have actually put forward some pretty strong actual election strengthening and actual election fortification laws. Arizona's done it recently. Georgia did it. I'm not sure about Michigan. I know they have one that's pending. A couple other states where we didn't really see a lot of problems. Florida. And what's weird to me about like what's going on with Drew right now is Ohio, historically, especially ever since the 2000 election, has actually had very strong voter laws over there. Florida and Ohio have basically been the leaders in having strong election protections.
They actually just today, the state government in Ohio rejected another Republican proposal for redistricting, saying that it violated gerrymandering statutes that were put in place. So just to add to your point there.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of those things of that's really in the long term a good thing, while it would hurt, people who tend to be more towards my political angle. I don't trust Republicans much more than I trust Democrats, though. So it's one of those things of there's a lot of checks and balances that certain states have put up that already, especially from, all of the crap that happened Bush Gore election in 2000. Florida, they didn't want to ever be under the spotlight like they were in 2000, so they put up a lot of strong laws, which is why actually during the 2020 election they didn't have much in the way of mail-in voting. And I think that's actually why Drew's mom is getting targeted for this stuff, is because they have laws that prevent the government from doing things like what this other organization is doing in Ohio. So there are certain states that basically they're going to have a lot of issues, but there are also a lot of places that we're not going to expect to see a red wave coming through. Anyone who would have voted Republican probably fled California and New York a long time ago.
But let me correct you. In New York, they just went to Staten Island.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm happy that I brought this to light today because the thing is and I've worked my butt off all day, tracking stuff down about this because I wanted to make sure I had proper information and is doing good investigative journalism, and that's my passion. And this is the type of thing when this happens to you folks, please, if you get one of these or something like that, please reach out and I'll make mention of it, and dive down and check this, especially if it's from the same organization. So keep an eye out. If you get a letter from this Center for Voter Information, please do let me know, because this tells you that they are already ramping up for shenanigans. And you know why they are panicking. The Democrats are panicking because they know that their ship is sinking. The midterms are going to blow them out of the water.
I cannot wait to see how big this Twitter thread is.
Because
I can't imagine it's. Listen, if people are listening to you and they're going to do this, this is going to create something.
And hail to Lindsay, the Cynical Geek. It's great to see Lindsay here. Lindsay, I cannot wait to get you and Janet and Lasso of Truth together. I really do want to have that ladies' night episode of United Resistance and just let the three of you gals go absolutely ham on some topics. I cannot wait for that. So we need to make that happen.
Yeah, Girl Squad.
Yes, we're gonna.
Can I watch?
We're gonna launch our own squad. The fraud squad in DC has nothing on our ladies because we have ladies with class, ladies with style, and ladies with a sense of fucking morality, which I love.
And none of them fuck their brother. At least I would hope.
Yes.
Honestly, I would have taken a brainstem, to be honest with you. I mean, based on what's going on over there.
Yeah,
well, we've got three that definitely got some strong brainstems.
Awesome one says, Drew, just fake being arrested. You'll get thousands of followers. Keely Chow says,
yeah, get Brightest Day to do your handcuffs.
Yeah, Keely Chow says, hashtag United Jesus. It's nice. I like it.
That's good.
We'll use that.
Trademark
We'll
that.
use that. We'll use that.
Trademark that.
The night that we do that show, we'll use that. If the Dems were going to try another fortification, wouldn't it be important to have the media on board? Too much reporting of a blowout in favor of the right. Yeah, they're going to try. And they've already got their networks in the bag. They've already got CNN and they've got.
They got lifetime contracts with them.
MSNBC that will push for them. They know that
all
they'll
the late
push
night shows like Colbert and all of them. They're all.
all those late night shows.
Oh yeah, Colbert's going to have dancing mail-in ballots next.
Yeah. well, I'm just waiting for when Colbert has Dan Crenshaw on.
God, yeah.
Oh, God.
No, Dan Crenshaw will be his guest host.
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, it was important to me, folks, to bring that to light for you guys. With this stream, because as I said, I was working on this all day. I really wanted to make sure that I have my ducks in a row and I had all this together. But it is confirmed that this is a shady organization, and they do have a sister organization as well. It's a similar name. So it's something like Voter Resource Center or something that nature. It's just the same name almost backwards, but it's the same organization, just a different name. CNN has reported multiple times blowout in retirement talk. It's in the open. Well, maybe, because there has been rumors CNN is trying to pivot more towards the center. We'll see if they really do. I doubt that they do, though.
They recently got bought out by a new company who they're saying that they're either going to try and move back more towards not just the center, but trying to do specifically fact-based news finding, or they're going to go full MSNBC and just be transparent about it. Like they realize that their numbers haven't been good because they haven't openly said, yes, we are a left-wing organization, whereas Fox News does fine. Well, one, because they don't have much competition, but two, because they openly say we are a right-wing Republican-leaning organization.
Well, supposedly, but they are they are largely counter oppo.
We're just talking marketing right now, though.
Yeah,
so.
is he going to fire everyone and hire new people? Because I don't think any of the people we have right now can even do in a straight face say the true facts of anything. I mean,
no, nobody is going to think that Don Lemon woke up and had a change of heart.
Well, basically, they are planning on that.
No, they gave
Chris rumors is they're going to be firing
and then
they gave Chris Cuomo a lobotomy. They'll bring him back.
Yeah, and potato stelter is just going to all of a sudden turn over a new leaf. Yeah, get out of here.
God, if they gave Chris Cuomo a lobotomy, how would you notice the difference?
Yeah, exactly. Joe's atmosphere. We actually talked about that before we got into this topic. We actually talked about that at the beginning of the stream. So if you watch the replay, you'll see what we had to say about that. Godzillionaire said it would be quite hilarious if Trump bought CNN. Yes, it would. Tonight on TDS Network, more.
There'd be a big rebrand. There would be a huge rebrand. Everything would be in gold.
Oh, God.
We're the Truth Network now. Welcome to. We got Truth Social. Now we got Truth Network. You're going to be posting truths on the live. It's going to be great.
Yes, exactly. Oh man,
I'd probably watch that if he brought Alex Jones on to do it, just so Alex Jones could say no, I'm not doing it.
Wolf Blitzer will not be seen today in his.
Yeah, you can't say on the news low approval rating suggesting you retire on all networks and expect that there is sentiment. The only ones parroting the administration are the pundits. Okay, to me, they're ultra lefties until they're not. So, don't mind me, Tony, if I look at it with skepticism. Joe said, I was wrapping my poster celebration stream. Sorry to be a dead horse's ass. Supreme Heretic. No problem, Joe. Just like I said, you can catch it, when you watch the replay to see what you missed. So it'll be there. But I will end on a positive note. Let me find this thing, because this is a story I've been keeping a close eye on, folks. You may or may not have heard about the bodega owner in New York that was charged with murder, and he was simply defending himself.
I had to argue with my father about this today.
Remind you, this is a guy that was an old man. Okay, and he had to defend himself, and this ex-convict, Austin Simon, goes behind the counter and attacks him. Clearly, you could see in the video accompanying this the story here as we're sharing this. I don't have the sound on, but you can see, that there's a struggle. And what happens is the bodega owner ends up stabbing the guy, and the guy dies. Well, they charge the guy, the bodega owner, with murder. And this is this DA, Alvin Bragg, is a Soros DA, and he is, by all accounts, just one of those again in the same vein as Chesa Bonin, the guy that just got deposed in San Francisco. Same kind where it's just like, oh, go ahead, crime's fine. We'll look the other way. And finally, because of public pressure and everything else, Alvin Bragg had to drop the charges.
Nice.
So
Victory.
it's good that the charges were dropped
By
against Jose Alba, but here's the problem. There needs to be more done, and this guy actually needs to stand up and not to say, not to steal the old McGruff the crime dog saying, but this guy needs to stand up and take a bite out of crime.
I mean, he doesn't want to as part
By
of
the way,
problem.
Drew, you failed. You did steal it, but I'm just
this is what they want to go down. I think a lot of this comes down, if we're going full conspiratorial on this, which I'm gonna, this is part of them trying to destroy society from the inside. They're using the court systems to try and remove people who are criminals from the system, people who actually commit criminal acts, like the guy who got shanked here, deservedly got stabbed in the neck multiple times here, because he had, I believe he had assaulted a cop, and then he got let go within months.
No, he's convicted of violent charges of violence, violence related stuff. Yeah, multiple
history, had a history of it, and
Convicted,
this other guy
not just
defended
charged.
himself. But they also, at the same time, want to criminalize people who are defending themselves. So, and they're doing this, and I think the best way to wrap this situation up is to borrow a phrase from Count Dankula: "To fuck around is human, to find out is divine."
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, T.Z. Burton said, "Yeah, this is great news. The robber fucked around and found out." And Godzillionaire says, for context, the girlfriend also pulled the knife too and stabbed the bodega owner. Yeah, and this is, and
they cut the video off intentionally, unintentionally before. Yeah.
But this is
You be the judge.
But this is the problem. You're having Americans being demonized for defending life and property. And that has been a tenet of America from the beginning, that you're able to have that right to defend life and property, period.
Life, liberty,
and the pursuit of happiness.
Man,
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
Oh, no, you're good.
Waiting to see the news that they say that in California or in New York, that a person can go into their neighbor's house and take whatever they want, and the neighbor can't do anything about it. I mean, that wouldn't shock me in the least. That's
one of my favorite bullshit laws.
It's gotten so perverse at the rate that these people can just do whatever they want in front of whoever they want, and nothing is happening to them. That's why people like me are looking at it saying, I can't even watch the news because it just churns my stomach. Because I don't understand where are the laws? Where are the people that uphold the law for the people like me that just want to go home and cook for their spouse, cook for their kids, put in a movie, read a bedtime story, that kind of stuff, to live their normal life. What kind of life is that for me and my family when I can't even go to the store without people shoving me out of the way to take their free shit?
T.Z. Burton says,
well, if they don't take your free shit at the store, they'll just come in your house and take it.
Yeah,
what are you going to do about
T.Z. Burton says this is in Sandy Cortez's district too. Yeah, absolutely. That's interesting to note. But the thing is, Time Prophet says, even here in Britain, if you defend yourself, you could be arrested for defending yourself. It's ridiculous. Godzillionaire says, quote, "Duty to retreat is utter BS."
Now, it is one of those things with the duty to retreat. If you look at the statistics, statistically speaking, if you are in a bad situation, you are most likely to remain alive if you retreat. However, if that is not an option, you need to have the ability to defend yourself. But you shouldn't legislate people and force them to retreat. The duty to retreat was, when it first started becoming a thing, wasn't designed to force people to retreat. It's just stating that most situations you should always look for an exit before you look to fight back. You should have the flight instinct before the
It just
fight.
sounds weird. I just put up my hand. I have the right not to be assaulted in my own house. That's just even if that's even. I mean, come on.
Like, what I'm saying is you should have the right at any time when someone is attacking you to defend yourself with equal.
But it's amazing that I actually have to say that, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that, like,
yeah.
we've come to the point where I actually have to, like, you know, I have the right not to be messed with
Yes.
by a stranger on my own property. Really?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is they're fixing it to where people like you and I that pay our taxes and go to work are now being forced to stay at home and not go to restaurants, not go shopping, do everything online and have it delivered or whatever, because we're in fear of what could happen to us just going down the street from some gang that wants to push their way in and steal stuff and one of us gets hurt.
Yeah.
How many people have to get hurt before they have to do anything about it?
Awesome One says it's a
That
mindset
is
that
no
no
answer
one
to
can
that.
die, and whoever caused the death, no matter the reason, is guilty. Yeah, and you know, and that's part of it. TZ Burton says we're going to start seeing Michael Douglas in the movie falling down. Yeah, people are getting to that point. TZ Burton, and he also follows up with Canada has that bullshit law too about defending your home.
Well, it's like Trudeau said recently, in Canada, you do not have the right to defend yourself with a firearm. Now, he said you can defend yourself within your home, which is bullshit. You have to flee.
You can defend yourself with a spatula, but not a firearm.
Yeah.
Not a firearm. Yeah.
Or even a knife now. I mean, that guy in the bodega didn't use a gun. He just picked up a knife and was trying to defend himself. And they were using.
By the way, if you in New York, I'm sorry to interrupt, but if in New York, if you have a permit, you can apply and get a permit if you are a bodega owner to legally possess and, if needed, use a firearm behind the counter. He didn't have that. He had a knife. Can you imagine? I mean, like, on top of the fact that the government would themselves would use this situation to who knows what extent. But if this guy actually had a gun and he used a gun, I mean,
yep. Well, hail to Rough Girl. It's great to see you, Rough Girl. I hope everything is good with you, dear. Thank you for coming through and showing some love. Joe's Atmosphere said, don't come to my house. You up around, you'll find out. In Louisiana, we love guns down here. You know, I tell people all the time, brother, listen, my home is protected by Sig and Sauer. That's all I need. I don't need no fancy alarm system. I don't need a camera. It's protected by Sig Sauer P320, baby. That's all I need, you know. And if somebody fucks around and comes in here, you know, looking to cause trouble, well, then, you know, in the immortal words of Malcolm Reynolds, I aim to misbehave.
Yeah, we don't have the 6 hour, but we have Ring. We're okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a Smith & Wesson or Springfield within reach at all times.
Yep. You know, but oh Jesus, look. Oh man. But yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad that I was able to really. Man, we had a great show tonight, you know, and I'm so thankful that you folks came by, and you know, everybody was here for this. You know, I got to break some news, which I don't always get to do, and do some good investigative journalism. I mean, you know, because you won't get this anywhere else, folks. This was a situation that happened to, you know, I happened to be a part of it. And it kind of fell in the proverbial lap, and it was something that needed to be talked about. Small Time Republic says crime was bad in the late 70s. We are reliving that time period in so many ways right now. Absolutely. Joe's Atmosphere said the James Bond nut over here has a Walther CCP 9. No, I love it. I love it. But the thing is yes, it was very important to me to bring this topic to you folks, because again, this can happen to any one of us. This is a thing that is going to ramp up. And I want everybody to be aware that, the shenanigans the shenanigans are going to be in play, and they're ramping up already. So just remember to be vigilant. Do your due diligence. If you get one of those letters, one of you saw that my mom got from the Center for Voter Information, please do reach out. Let me know so that I can make mention of it, because this is a story that we will keep our collective eye on. Tony says, Drew, a standoff is in the works right now. Check out the story of Missouri outright telling them they will not get firearm lists of resident sheriffs have all vowed to go to prison.
Nice.
And, ignoring the FBI and DOJ, it's, Missouri sheriffs, and that's good, because we need a buffer for this. We need a buffer for this, because the only thing right now, there's this very thin line right now, folks, separating us from getting to the point that Sri Lanka did, and so many countries around the world have gotten to, where the citizens have said, enough is enough. We're done with this. We are going to depose this government and start over. So we've got a thin line happening right now, because there's a lot of people privately, when you talk to them off the record, that are at that point. But people are trying to let the process play out, because people still want to believe in the process. So we'll see how long that we can believe in the process, or at least turn the process back to the favor of the citizens. But anyways, we're going to go around the panel. I'm going to let everybody talk about what they got going on. Again, folks, if you want to support the channel, because, with the news that I got from my doctor, he informed me I'm not going to be able to work. My spinal condition has gotten worse. I'm going to have to try to find some sort of online work, something along those lines. I'm also going to lean into heavily to creating more content, because I'm going to have to find a creative way out of this. But the situation is not great. It's pretty dire. And if you can help out, whether you share out Mom's Memorial Fund, or throw something at it, or even just hit up the PayPal, which we have pinned at the very top of the chat, or if you use the / tip command, it just any help is appreciated. It's never expected, but it is appreciated. And I just thank you so much, because even being here, you guys participating every week, you make this program. This is about you. You are as much a part of this program as the panelist, and I value you, the audience, and you, the viewer. You matter to me, and I will never waver from that sentiment, because that is the way that it should be. So anyway, let's go around the panel, and I will let everybody do their outro. We will start with the Italian guy in the corner.
That's me, the Italian guy. That's what I'm known as. That's what I am. I'm going to use this forum, this outro. I'm not really going to talk about myself as much as I just want to kind of piggyback on what went on tonight. If there is anyone out there that still feels that's on the fence, anybody that hasn't been a regular viewer, what is that? Are you going to play something?
Hold off on that until it's my turn. I was just going ahead and putting it out there.
Okay. All right. But like I was saying, anyone who's on the fence, anyone who's new to this program, anyone that actually does anywhere between dabble into or frequent any mainstream media, how often is it that what you saw tonight, that how often is it that you see on any or see or listen to or hear on any mainstream media what you heard tonight? And that is the host, or I guess in this case you could say the anchor, not only reporting the news but being the news. This actually happened. This actually happened to Drew. This happened to his late mother, God rest her soul. This is not something you will see on CNN. You will never hear Anderson Cooper be the story. You will never turn over to Fox News. You will never see what's her name? Laura Ingraham. Is it Laura Ingraham? What's her name?
Yeah.
We will never see her be the story. This is pure. This is real. This show is absolutely necessary. It is important. And I've always been proud in my time on this show to be a part of this show. I have never been more proud to be on this show, to be a part of this show than I am tonight. And again, I'll piggyback on it. Drew's going through some hard times. And he needs all this. He needs all the support that he can get. And I know I'm going to do my part, and I know all of you are going to do your part, because this needs to continue, and it will. And I can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, T.C. Burton, thank you for that, and thank you, Joe, and thank you, Brightest Day, and thank you for the people that have chipped in something. Man, I'm so appreciative. It just it's a terrible situation, and then getting the news from the doctor that I'm basically disabled now. It's been rough to take, because picture you have your dominant arm, you're used to doing everything that way, and then you lose your ability to use it, which it's directly related to my cervical radiculopathy that I have. The problem with my cervical spine is I have all this nerve damage in my right arm, and I've lost grip, and I've lost strength in it. It's bad, folks, when you can't pick up a 2-pound skillet from under the kitchen counter and get it to the stove. And it's just it sucks. And now I'm going to have to try to learn how to do things with my left. So I have to kind of figure out a way to train my brain to be ambidextrous, which I've been the worst klutz with my left arm through my life. So it's going to be an interesting journey to try to figure out. And I'm probably going to have this issue until I visit surgery, because I've exhausted the options of physical therapy and everything else for this condition. And I've had this condition going on 2 years, but I've always tried to push through, because as you guys know, I've been taking care of Mom up to this point. So it's just nothing but full-time caregiving. So that was always on the back burner. I wasn't worried about myself, and I just tried to push through. So, we'll see, but I appreciate you guys. You guys above all are not only a great audience, but you're great friends. And I do appreciate it, because the moral support is helpful too. The way that you guys think of me, the way that you guys treat me, it blows me away. It really does. But go over to Janet now and let Janet say a few words to tell you where she can be found. And then we have a special thing for Stephen, and we will get on out of here.
I just want to say thank you for having me, and I'm sorry I'm late. I had some unexpected company that showed up, and next thing I know, I'm like, oh my God, I'm leaving, and I just left the room and came back here and got online. But yes, Drew, you mean a lot to me. You've been my friend for a long time, and I'm going to be there for you no matter what. And I will do whatever I can to help you in any way I can. And you're just a wonderful, kind-hearted person, a great American that loves his country, and I know that you're going to do whatever you can to get through this. And you just got to do what the doctors tell you to do, and we take it one day at a time. But you can find me on my channel on Jennifer Planet, and you can also find me on TikTok. But thank you for coming and supporting Drew, and I really appreciate it.
How are you going to answer that question, Janet?
Oh, I didn't read it. It says Janet from another planet. Been meaning to ask which planet. Oh, Venus.
Oh man.
I guess that means we're from Mars.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm not from Uranus, so no.
You stole my line.
All right, let's go over to
Right,
Mr. Free Speech Gaming, and I'm actually going to kind of minimize him there
Yes,
because
thank
he's got something special, folks. Steven is starting something new, and he wants to go ahead and show us. So go ahead, you have the floor, sir.
Yes, everybody. This Friday, starting at 8:30 Eastern, I will be launching my new show. I'm doing a movie review podcast. It's going to be myself and Megan Lee of the Noob Reviews. You might have seen her recently on Culture Casino.
Wait, she does nude reviews?
Noob Reviews,
Oh,
not nude
okay.
reviews. She'd probably have more views, but I'll talk to her about it.
You've said that. Okay, go on.
Yes, but Friday 8:30. Movie review podcast, myself, Megan Lee. This is going to be the trailer that I'll play here in just a second. We're trying to do it a little bit differently than most review shows. Most review shows just sort of discuss the movie itself. We're trying to dig a little bit deeper into specific scenes rather than talking more broadly about the movie or scene by scene. So we're going to be digging into just a handful, maybe 3-4 scenes from each movie and spending more time on those, and then sort of give our overall thoughts and then go over the chat. But this is the trailer for it. The new channel and the new show is Blast from the Past Reviews. I've actually rebranded my old channel, so I'll be putting the link up in the chat for that soon. Free Speech Gaming is still around. This is my Lord of the Rings channel, which is going to be focused on talking about movies. But here you go, people. Here is the trailer for you. So yeah, that'll give you an idea of the kind of movies that we're going to be doing. Episode 1 this Friday, 8:30, as it said. We're going to be doing The Princess Bride, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, nice trailer. Small Town
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
Yes, it's one of my. And as you can see, you can kind of see behind me here. Help maybe if I move my camera up a little bit. Got my autograph I got from Wallace Shawn, and then picture I had taken with the wife with Carrie Elwes.
Yeah, Time Prophet says I've seen every one of those movies.
They're great ones.
Hail, Crazy Cat Guy. Yeah, sorry, dude. We are just in the outro phase, but thank you for coming by and appreciate you, my friend. You are going to love watching the replay of this show. Is all I got to say. Is this was a very good informational program tonight, and it was pretty damn explosive. I got to say. So go ahead. Did you have a last word, Stephen?
Oh, I was just going to respond to Joe's atmosphere here. He was asking for the channel link, which I totally forgot to do. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
So I just popped it up in there. Blast from the Past movie reviews. And I think the channel itself is just called Blast from the Past reviews. I'd have to double check.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Blast from the Past reviews. Sorry.
And folks, don't forget Sunday night, midnight, we are going to take a journey through the Midnight Prism. And I haven't figured out what particular unexplained phenomena we're going to tackle this Sunday. You know, because I thought about doing the Loch Ness Monster, you know, then things like that. But I'm leaning towards demonic possessions or actually it's going to be you know, and I might put it up for a poll, you guys, on Twitter and let you guys pick it, because we'll either do demonic possessions, secret societies, or we'll do shadow people. So those will be the three choices. So if anybody has any suggestions, you know, out of those three, you can sound off in the chat really quick. And if not, I will put it up for a Twitter poll and let you guys decide. But
well,
yeah,
I will say, Drew, you should have a lot of experience with Bigfoot's cousin, Big Dick.
Oh God, we need that drop in from Nick. Oh my God, the cock.
The views expressed by certain panelists do not necessarily.
Yeah,
do not reflect.
Hey.
Spending $150 million on cocaine would make sense.
Never more than right now.
Hey, when you know, that's my opinion. Dude.
That's my opinion!
All right. Joe's Atmosphere says Black-Eyed Children. I'm saving that one, dude. But yeah, I absolutely want to do that topic, Joe. That is a damn good one. And oh God, it's creepy as all get out too. Pinochet's helicopter tour said Black-Eyed Children, shadow people. Have you guys ever heard of Benjamin Grundy in the Mysterious Universe? I have not heard about that. Time Prophet says you need to play Power Wolf. Demons are girl's best friend. Interesting. Oh, by the way, any of you out there that are gamers, a new game has dropped today. It's funny because I was looking at it, and it's not the particular type of game that you would think I would play, that I myself would think I would play, but I'm oddly drawn to the game Stray. And if you don't know what that is, it's a game, and they have it on Steam as well as PlayStation. I'm not sure if it's available on Xbox, but it's basically a small RPG. It's about 5 hours long, and you play as a cat. And I'm kind of oddly drawn to that game.
Like as like a house cat.
You play as a stray cat, yeah.
Like,
you know,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that one looked interesting.
I kind of play it because I'm like, you know, what would it be like to be Apollo for a day or Gambit for a day? So, you know,
I never told. I've been thinking that ever since you got that cat. That's been the. I've never actually expressed it. I've always wondered that myself.
Small Time Republic who discovers the Lake Erie Anaconda every day. Wow. All right.
You guys are not helping.
Well, folks, we will let you go. Just remember this.
I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
All right. We'll change your lives again next week, folks. Take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Love you a lot. We will see ya. And,
Bye.
Hit the button, Drew.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm E. Temple Kuyan of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, Drew Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Vinny.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tommy? And to get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tone Death rocking.
I mean, we have a lot of cool things over there. I did some magic tricks.
Hi guys, try to stay here.
My name is Monkey Knight.